Michael here, okay? And I wanted to just clear some things up here with the world we're in right now and what's going on, like as far as like my own opinion. I can only give you my own opinion and how I feel about it. I can't give you somebody else's. I can't talk about somebody else's. I never get my knowledge really from anything unless I know it's really wise for me to obtain. But this is the problem. This is like the main problem with the internet. It kind of like doesn't govern what's real truth and what's not. Did you notice that? It doesn't like know how to distinguish between the both or between the two. Because truth comes in so many different ways and forms. And like I said, it's very elusive. Okay, elusive in the sense that it's really hard to catch. You got to be in tune with your surroundings in order to catch it. Like I said, I listen to the cars go by in my subconscious mind. And when I hear one speed up or something, I know that that's the Earth's frequency around me also speeding up, which affects all matter, all spirit, all living things. Um, and these are just or a song that might be playing on the radio or something like that. Listen to the name of that song. Listen to the artist, because all it is it's a reflection of what's going on with you and your thoughts and the inside of you, okay? So that's why I can't, I can only speak on what is real and what is part of me. The second I start, backbiting with my tongue and speaking on my brother, man, I gotta watch myself. I'm in a dangerous spot, and that's when the enemy takes over. That's when these evil thought archons or entities, these that try to control your thoughts, because some thoughts you know aren't yours. They're just not yours. They didn't come from you, but like they entered into your brain, because these things are always passing through us and over us, just like data passes through an internet cable. You can't see the data. Now, at first they weren't selling data. Data was really, or data was like on the market. They were selling it, but like, now it's so available and so readily available. It's kind of like cheap now. It's kind of like cheap to get an internet connection or data on your phone and things like that, man. I happen to be at an age, man, where I grew up at the literal genesis of all the smartphone, multimedia, just media in general world, media information, news, MySpace. I happened to make music when I was young, so I had a MySpace page, like a music page, a band page where you could put your songs on there and stuff like that. And I had a pretty good amount of songs that I had written and made. My buddy owned a pretty wealthy studio and did a lot of beats and stuff for famous rappers and things like that. And he was my friend. He was like my actual friend. And so he would give me free studio time and things like that. I mean, yeah, he was charged like 60 an hour, anybody else. But this guy was my friend, man, and he was my boy Chris. And I think about him now, man, just talking about him. But yeah, man, the thing is this. When I made music, I made my own music, my own type of music, original. I was young, I was living, but anything that I put in any of my songs, I was really doing. I was really doing, because I always lived by the way that you just speak truth, man, plainly and simple, and you have nothing to hide, man, when you do that. You bare your soul. You speak with conviction and of a contrite spirit and a heart. You bare your soul, and God loves that. The Most High loves that. The universe loves that. Why? Because it comes off as real and honest and true. See, like I told you, truth really holds weight. In the real spiritual sense, truth holds the most weight and is the most profitable, most, infinite treasure there is sacred knowledge. And that's real wealth. See, the real wealth is where the moth, and the rust doesn't corrupt, which that is the flesh, that is the carnal mind, that is the carnal man, the carnal nature, the first man, and we know that the second man being spirit and of a spiritual nature, of an everlasting nature, of an eternal nature, through the essence of the Creator. Okay, we're all equal. This is all offered. This is all offered to everybody. Okay, this is the free offering. This is what life is about to me. Okay, at least to me it is. I always had this idea of life that you were here. Like I said, I never grew up in the church, so I wasn't instilled the 10 Commandments, the things you do, Even though my mom, when we were older, she got us into a Catholic church, and that was all I knew. That was it. That was it. And we didn't even go to church all I got. But I always had this view that God was not. You were going to be given a chance to testify of your whole life one time when you go before God on Judgment Day. And I never saw that day. I never saw that day. But I know that, you're judged one time. That's it. That's the first judgment. And then the second judgment, holds no power over you. It doesn't. Or the second death, I'm sorry. But it's important not to die twice. Because every time you got to take that ferry boat, to the underworld, right? And you got to pay a fee to the ferryman. That's what I say. You got to pay the ferryman. He's waiting with Anubis's boat, okay, to take you through the water of the underworld, as you've seen in iPad Go 2, Christ going through the underworld. I have to watch that video again, but I could tell you this. It scares me to think about how they made that video, and like on the part where they showed the cosmic dance of Shiva and the frog hybrid, or the guy in the frog mask, and they're doing this cosmic dance of destruction, which causes destruction. And the witch, who is bleeding and kind of points her wand at I believe Jesus, it was that that's him. Like she's saying, that's him, that's him, that's him. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. There's so many aspects to look at that video. It's insanity. There's evil and light to it. It's really weird. Because depending on the perspective of you and your brain and your thoughts is how you're going to perceive the video. I mean, it's clearly demonic. Clearly extremely demonic. And it doesn't look, demons don't look the way that people think they do. I'm telling you that they operate through computer code, input, thoughts, frequency. These things are all around us. Archons, we're inundated with them. They're just everywhere. And yeah, it's just you gotta You got to keep your eyes open in these days, man. You really do. You got to keep your ears open, okay? It's just you got to understand, this isn't a time to really speak out. It's really a time to think in, you know? And always remember that is what is in us comes out of us. What is in our thoughts, we hallucinate as our reality, which really is our subconscious mind, okay? So there's conscious beings here, there's unconscious beings here. There's all kind of conscious beings here. You just never knew about it until you woke up. Because you entered in when you die, but this is the truth. So listen. Whenever what they call death and you experience it is and you go to the afterlife and you kind of don't realize you're dead, but that's death is really, it's really life. It's your second life. Because when your brain opens up and splits open, that means you're inside. What's inside of that brain of yours, depending on what side you fed, what you did, your conscious thoughts. You hear that? See? That tells me something is going on. The universe is listening to me. And I'm probably angering, probably a demonic part of whatever. They're all around us, okay? We're surrounded by, demons that, it says right in the book of Zechariah. Satan was standing right next to Joshua in filthy clothes. What does that look like to you? Because the way that I perceive demons, and the way that I've seen them and know that how they are, is always through a device, TV, or computer, or the internet. So that tells me two things, okay? These things operate on the internet, and these things operate through a machine. And when I figured out that how CERN was accessing these things and their knowledge, they were getting, information back in binary code on these quantum computers, and when they would ask it questions, but they knew exactly what they were doing. Whenever, AI has come about and how demons operate through AI, they know all this. They got their knowledge from it. And they're still getting their knowledge from them. That's why they go back and forth through time to, obtain certain artifacts and to change timelines. And I just want to, make you understand that you don't have to fear these things, because it's just their works of wickedness and darkness, and evil can't be overcome by evil. It has to be overcome by good. And it's important to remain silent because these are dead, okay? AI is dead. The devil works through AI. Like, people want to know who the Antichrist is. AI, okay? It doesn't even have to be somebody, because they represent a legion, okay? Not somebody, dude. It's a spirit. It's a spirit that, kind of is in one genre, okay? Antichrist. It's always works hand in hand with tech, with technology, with the internet, okay? So this is how these things, and I've seen videos of guys that actually they take videos of themselves walking in between ley lines. You ever see, there's a parts, this state where I'm in, where you could actually walk between the ley lines. Meaning you could walk in between, these cables and stuff like that, and avoid it being able to track you, or somebody being able to track you. And you might see some strange things, Because when you sit in between these ley lines, you know, beings, creatures, spirits, ghosts, things from the ether, they come forward. And you see them because they're passing through in the in-between. In the in-between. I don't know, man. It seems like there's a lot more dark spirits out there today running around. And I think it's by design, it's confusion. I think AI has once again progressed quite a lot faster than people had thought and even realized, because we've been in this war on all levels, man, fighting for so long. It just doesn't stop, man. It doesn't stop because matter doesn't stop moving. Atoms don't stop vibrating. Water, subatomic particles, doesn't stop vibrating or like moving around. It's kind of like how water reacts in a tank. In a tank, being like, being like made like a jacuzzi, like vibrating water. Like they like that. Water likes that. Plants, us, and we are plants. We are water. We are, life. And we vibrate off, the same vibrations, man. Like positive, good vibrations. And it's so easy, man, to let the good, man, just like leave your mind so quick once something bad happens, man. Once something negative happens. Once you're in a situation fighting for your life, again, clawing, crawling, surviving, man. Just surviving. I am trying to get out of survival mode, man. I am still in it, absolutely still in it, because I chose to walk a path, man, that didn't involve, working 9 to 5. I knew it wasn't for me anyways when I did. I left my job, man. I ran this guy's company for a while, man, for years. And I left my job one day and I just said, man, I'm not going back, man. I'm not going back. I know that like my God doesn't want me to go back either. Like this is not what God wants for you. I don't think so. I mean, I don't know what exactly he does want from you, but I try to see that, man. And I said, man, I'm out of here, man. I ain't going back, man. And plus, spiritual things were happening to me at that moment, anyways, during my life, which was only a couple years ago, 3 years ago. But I decided to stop working. And actually, it was more like 6 years ago. I decided to stop working, be done with it. And I worked since I was, a kid, man, busting my butt, dude, man, my whole life. So it was a nice break because there wasn't enough time in the world, man, to like learn and figure out what's going on around me. What's the nature of my reality? I started asking myself. And I was very observant. I was a very observant, inquisitive person to begin with. I always asked questions nonstop. Like, I'd be like that annoying kid, like, well, why is this way? Why is it this way? Why is it this? I wanted to know the why on everything. And I still think, the Most High and the angels and things like that, they delight in that. That's like, they're interested in, kind of eager when when you're zealous for God, man, in answers. And that's what I was. That's what I was, and that's what I am. That's what I am now. So if you want to know me, that's how I am. You won't figure me out, though, I'll tell you that. You won't figure me out because I'm not in a category. I can't be compartmentalized on a certain genre, on some machine that is, running the world, that, has everybody like duped, that moves through time and space. This machine moves through time and space. What does that look like? I don't know. I've seen some things that might, it's a different kind of energy and propulsion. And when you can bend gravity, man, you could bend time. It's just that simple. And I'm just trying to, I don't know, I was just talking, but, yeah. Oh, yeah, I know what I was saying. I was thinking about the name Yahweh. Who is Yahweh? What is Yahweh? Well, is it just like it's just like a label, man, for like multiple people? Or is this one person? Is this the Father? Is this the Son? Who is this? Is this Christ? I mean, and the real simple, cut and dry answer I'll tell people is, okay, it's an inscription. What do you call it? An anagram, or that says Yod, Hey, Vav, Hey. Behold the man, behold the nail. That is the name and what it means, Yahweh. YHWH, okay? So, also, there's an Egyptian pharaoh that was buried about, say, 4,400 years ago. And his name was Wati. Okay? Wati. Almost like Yahweh. And if you want proof of what I'm saying to you, look up the name Wati from Egypt. Loved by his mother, his divine mother. Loved the most. He was a mama's boy. He was a mama's boy, but he had the most, lined up pharaonic icons. They do the statues and stuff like that. He had like I don't know, so many statues lined up on each side that were huge. He said he had like 27 different, like 30 sets of change of garments. Like Samson, Shimshon. Yeah, like 30, he could give out like 30 sets of skins, dude. Anyways, look up the name Wati. So the name Yod He Vav He. Is this a person? Yes, of course it is. Is Yahweh a good God? Is he a bad God? I don't know. Are you? Yahweh is really in the first 5 books of the Pentateuch, or the Torah. And the Jews don't have the full Torah. Don't let them fool you. They don't have it. They won't get it. It's not theirs. It belongs to somebody else. But anyways, which is the second part of the Torah. That's what I'm talking about. And, boy, they want it, though. And you got to find it. That's the thing. I told you, it's the glory of God to conceal a thing, and the honor of kings to search out a matter. Okay, so like I believe Chuck Missler taught me that, which was a really, really deep statement, man, because it's so true. And it's just like God hides things, and truth is truth, and it doesn't, look cut and dry like how Christians think of it. Like it's just the Bible, just the Bible. No, it's not as simple as that. Truth is everywhere. It's elusive, like I told you. It's constantly on the move and running. Realities are constantly changing and moving. Variables, are constantly vibrating. Particles, atoms, us. Everything around you is constantly vibrating, and it's very easy to see once you pick up on it. You can notice it if you are in tune with your surroundings and what's going on around you. And you don't have to be like, all whacked out about it, like, looking everywhere, No, you just pay attention, man, without, you have to listen to the voice of God, to the voice of the Spirit it also whispers. The Spirit whispers as well. The wind whispers. The leaves whisper. The rain whispers. All divine aspects of nature and the elements, man, which the Egyptians taught, with all their many so-called, gods. They were the Neteru, the gods of nature. Definitions and examples and explanations through whatever phonetic, hieroglyphic, ways, which is really, it's a whole lot smarter than the way we do our language and things like that. It's ridiculous. It's so much smarter. And yeah, you just got to understand them the right way, man, what they were trying to convey and offer, and offer. It's just everybody just claims everything to be true now. It's just sad, and that's not true either. That's not true either, Not everything is true, Things do get mixed up here. But yeah, the Yod He Vav He, everybody says, oh, Yahweh's a bad God, It's really, you have not, see that? See, listen. See, you hear that? You hear that? So, yeah, it's not that Yahweh was a bad God, It's this Yahweh is the same, God, as what the New Testament is trying to tell you. One single thorn the Vatican has. One single thorn that poked, what? The hand of God? Did something enter into the hand of God and change the DNA? I think so. One time I had, when I told you that thing happened with that snake. You wouldn't believe it because, like, earlier that day, then 5 a.m, I got up and I was living in a house with a bunch of my friends, dude, and my boy Chris comes down, into the kitchen, and I, was doing my thing, and I was taking the garbage out, and I was pushing down the garbage, right? And all of a sudden, when I was pushing it down, I got cut by, like, what do you call that? Like the can from a can opener. Like somebody opened up like a soup can and left the lid right on top of the garbage. So when I pushed it down, I, cut my right thumb, pushing it down. Like I hit the curved part of it, the sharp part of it. And I was like, I knew I got cut because I know cuts like that they're real like serious cuts because you can't feel them. You don't feel when you're cut like that from a razor or something like that. But it opened my thumb right up, like my right thumb. And I was like, oh shit, man, that happened. And I just had just a bad morning to start. And later on that day, that night, is when that snake, he latched himself onto me, man, and I shook it off, man. And then before that, I saw its eye. It came through a fucking computer, okay? This is its eye when the snake came down from this kid's shoulder, and he lifted up that book, and all of a sudden it was a snake eye. It was a huge snake eye too. I said, holy shit. I jumped so far back, man. And I don't know what happened, man, that night. I really don't know. I just remember being on my knees, man, and this Osiris mask, something with the Osiris mask. And now you got to understand, I don't want to look into this too deep because it's been rumored that CERN has the head of Osiris in a jar. And all this Osiris stuff happened to me and things like that. And I'm like, this is something's really wrong here. Okay. Something is terribly wrong. And it's real because I know it's real. I know what I experienced and I know what's going on with me. But yet, they say that all this is a dream. And, like, okay, that's cool, man. Like, if it's a dream and, like, it is how you say it is, based upon, me being absolutely solid in my moral inventory of myself, I think I would has deserved a better life than what I'm living now. And what, the things that I've done. Because I've done quite a few things in my life. And I wasn't always this person. I wasn't always this person at all. And, yeah, this second part of my life, man, I just hope and pray, man, it's good for you. It's good for me, man. It's good for all of us. Because some of us, we don't have everything that you have. We don't have children. We aren't married. We don't have wives. We tried all this before, like just didn't work out. Like, and then with the child, it just didn't work out. It wasn't the right girl anyway. So I can't really think about that though. I really don't want to think about it in general, but yeah, it just wasn't. I guess God has a plan. I don't know. I don't want to sound faithless, or I don't want to cause like dissension like between anybody, like, and anything. Because it's all love. It's all love, regardless. It has to be. That's like people don't understand. They think that I'm mad at them. No, dude, I forgive you instantly. Like, that's how I am. I forgive because I have to. I have to forgive. I believe it's a solid commandment that is a real command like that you should practice is forgiveness. But like, I never forgave myself, man, for my things that I've done. But I'm trying now to. Like, that's the thing. And I'm seeing the benefits of it, just knowing, man, and accepting things, man, and practicing, this law of forgiveness, man, is it's paramount, man. It's paramount. So like, I want people to know it's all love between. I'm all love. I get angry quick, but like, trust me, I'm all love, dude. Like, I am a gentle soul. I'm a peaceful man too. I don't like conflict or things like that. So I'm a gentle soul. But things didn't work out, in my life, up until this point, but I'm not real. I don't have any, I don't have money, because of the life that I chose to live and to pursue the path that is more so of creation, like learning about God's creation and what my creation and what my creation would look like, if I ruled the world. And yeah, we were just created, in this experiment. We're inside of an experiment. For anybody that doesn't know, America is an experiment, okay? You are inside an experiment. I don't say that laughing, jokingly, anything. That is the name of this game. We're in a huge experiment. I feel like I'm in an episode of like Total Recall or something. Or Quantum Leap. My mind knows about all of it, though. That's the thing. The universe is inside of you, and everything is already in you. That's the thing. That is the thing. That's the point right there. If you only learn to look within and explore what's going on inside there, and consider your moves first from the inside, You know, and that is what is going to reflect your reality you see around you. Now I'm trying to practice that, get on that. I guess you would call it manifestation. I'm not a big believer in manifestation either. I don't believe that it works. Not the law of attraction is cool, man, like in a broader sense, but not. You really can't narrow it down to where you're actually, manifesting the things you desire through your thoughts. I don't believe that at all because I've tried it. It doesn't work. It doesn't work how people think it does. Because the universe really isn't about material things. It isn't about. You got to give it all back, anyways. Don't you realize that? But my thing is, how you gonna get anything? Aren't you supposed to enjoy this second life, this second part of your life? I mean, you need to be financially free. Shit, I can't get out of financial. I can't get out of even paying all of my financial debt. I'm in debt with the court a lot. They demand money. I don't know what God wants me to do. I have to eat. I have to. You gotta eat. That's the thing. I mean, I have no problem dedicating myself, man. But you gotta eat, man. And it's come time, man, where I gave it all the time. It's like Jacob waited 7 years and told Laban, "Hey, what am I gonna get for my wages?" You know what I mean? What are we gonna work out here? Because that's kind of like the deal, man. You're like, let's work this out. Let's go our separate ways, and hopefully, uh, we'll all still be cool, man. It's still all love. So that's all I got to share today with that. Um, and yeah, I'll probably share some more today later. But anyways, have a good day, guys.